Hey guys, so since it's almost Christmas, I thought I might give you guys an early Christmas present. So today I'm going to be starting a series where I review video games. And for my first video, I'm going to be talking about the Iron Man 2 game. Now, when it comes to the movie, that holds a special place in my heart. Like, that's not the best movie, but it's definitely not the worst MCU movie. It still has some really cool action scenes, some genuinely good character moments, and it has enough enjoyability to it to go back to it every once in a while. So I totally understand why people hate it, but honestly, I just can't bring myself to hate it. Um, so, anyways, when it comes to the game, however, that's a different story. So I've seen a lot of videos talking about the first Iron Man game and how that's a shitty game. I don't really see a lot of videos talking about this game. So in this one, it basically takes place after the movie. So you're with Nick Fury in the helicarrier and you're basically destroying all these drones, trying to save the world. So there's a lot of games that can pull that off really well. This one is not one of them. It feels confusing and like it just doesn't feel like an Iron Man 2 game. Now, when it comes to the gameplay itself, it's incredibly repetitive. Like, every level is the exact same. You destroy a robot, you fly somewhere to turn off something, hit a switch, you have to destroy this giant robot before it destroys the helicarrier, rinse and repeat. Like, there is almost no variety here. Now, you can play as War Machine, and it's not limited to just Iron Man, but War Machine's weapons and gameplay are so similar to Iron Man's that it may as well just been another Iron Man level. A good example of a game that has good variety is the Incredibles game. Now, that alone is not the best game in the world, but at least it has variety. The levels are not all the exact same. They all feel different in their own unique way. And speaking of like video games that take place after their respective movies, there's another video game that pulled it off really well, and that's the Over the Hedge game. It takes place after the movie, but it feels like an Over the Hedge game still. Like, it holds. It starts off with 4 levels that take place within the movie's timeline, and then it just kind of continues on from there. That's a unique gameplay experience, and it kind of serves as a sequel in a way, and it also stays true to the original movie. This one doesn't. This one is very confusing, and the gameplay is not even fun. It's probably some of the crappiest gameplay I've ever seen. You basically punch, run, ascend, descend, use laser, use machine guns, and the way that they do it is just not very exciting. Also, the graphics for this game are not very good either. This was made by Sega, which has a reputation, in my opinion, for not having very good visual gameplay. You may feel different about it, but it's just my opinion. The Transformers game that came out like 3 years prior to this game has way better visuals, and that was made by Traveler's Tales. And Traveler's Tales doesn't really have the best visual gameplay either. But this just looks incredibly lackluster and cheap. So, honestly guys, I would recommend to avoid this game at all costs. It's not worth your money. I regretted purchasing it ever since I put it in the PS3. I was really excited to play this, but this is one of the most disappointing games I've ever played, and I kind of want my money back. This doesn't deserve the decent scores that it got on Metacritic and IMDb. I would recommend just getting every other game that I told you was better and skipping this piece of iron shit. Also, watch the movie. It's awesome. Incredibly underrated.